New York Times columnist Paul Krugman. Welcome.
Hi there.
And because we believe all politics is social here at This Week, we're going to be putting some of the questions you submitted on Facebook to Paul. So the first one comes from Anita Payne-Smith. And she says, what do you think Mr. Liu should do first as Secretary of the Treasury? Assuming he's confirmed, what should you do first?
Wow. I mean, he's not going to have much of a choice, right? He should go in there and slam the table about the debt ceiling and say, we will give nothing. It's up to you. He should do his Michael Corleone imitation. My offer to you is nothing.
Okay. So speaking of Jack Liu, Susanna Leva asks, she says, I'm sure Paul Krugman hasn't given a moment's thought to Jack Liu's signature. And so here's his signature.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen it. Have you given a thought? And what do you think this looks like?
I was thinking of putting my own signature up. It's better than that, but not much better. So I don't know. I mean, we all do. Particularly, you do book signings, which I've had to do. And if you have got 600 books to sign, you're either a very, very good person, but I'm not, or you develop a signature that looks like that. So that's fine.
But it's pretty silly, though, right?
That's pretty silly. That's funnier than even. It's funnier even than mine. Mine at least looks like I sort of vaguely once along the line tried to pretend that it was writing out my name. He's just given up.
Okay, and so the next question comes from Kristen Well, and she asks, "Have you ever been wrong, and did you admit it?" Obviously, I think let's talk about this as far as like the economy.
Obviously, we're talking about economics, not.
As far as economics, have you ever been wrong and do? Because obviously you do a lot of follow-up blogs.
Yeah, no, actually, I've been wrong on a couple of big things. I was wrong in the 90s. I poo-pooed the stories about a takeoff in productivity, and I've admitted that. I said, and I've learned something, which is if there's buzz out there, pay attention, even if it's not in the official numbers yet. And I was really wrong about bond markets in 2003. I thought that the clear irresponsibility of the Bush guys would get reflected, and it turns out that markets are willing to give the U.S. a lot more rope than I imagined. So sure, no, and I've admitted them. Actually, one of the great things about the blog is that I can take some time off. I wouldn't want to waste column space going through everything I got wrong and why I got it wrong, but I can do it on the blog, and I think it is important to face up when you got something wrong.
Right, absolutely. And the next question comes from Tom Kramer, who says, "What's your stock pick for 2013?" Paul?
I don't do. Actually, first of all, I don't do that. If I knew, why would I tell you? But it's not. Stock picking, it's not macro. It's not economics. Stock picking is being Warren Buffett and mastering the details of companies, which I don't do.
Okay, fair enough. And so, just the last question is, what's going on with you and Jon Stewart? We saw yesterday that you blogged. It seems like you were a little upset at his take on the idea of minting the platinum coin to avoid the debt ceiling.
Yeah, It's one thing. It is funny. It is a funny thing. But you want to be funny from a point of view of understanding what the issues are. There's a reason we've gotten to this place, and he just did it as a sort of yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh, stupid, minting a coin, which obviously neither he nor his staff did even 5 minutes of looking at the financial blogs, which have been talking about this. Lots of people think it's a bad idea. Lots of people think it's a good idea. But it's not just, those idiots. And, part of the point about Stewart, the joke is that he's funny, but that the show is actually better informed than most of our public discussion. The idea is that the show should be like an especially good episode of the Roundtable on This Week, but except in the form of jokes. And when he just turns it into dumb, I don't know nothing, but those people look stupid to me, then he's ruining his own brand.
Interesting. Well, thank you, Paul, very much for joining us.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone who submitted their questions on Facebook. You can follow the show on Twitter at ThisWeekABC and on Facebook at facebook.com/ThisWeekABC.